Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of Tech Tip. My name is Basir, and this week we're going to be looking at hole series. So what I have here is just a regular panel, 10-foot panel with a door opening. And we might want to place holes on a few members. The way we can achieve that is simply by going to the panel properties. Under the miscellaneous tab, all the way in the bottom, we have our hole series right here. I'm going to hit the edit, and then comes our hole series dialog box. What we have to do here is simply type in the name of the hole series you want to give. So you have multiple ones. We'll look at that in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and call it HS1 by default. Then comes the type of hole you want to place. So by default, we have the round hole family loaded into the project. If you guys want to get fancy, you could modify the family into square hole. You just have to make sure the parameters are present. Then comes the reference. So essentially, the way we add holes is we're going to select offsets. So let's say I might want to add a hole at 3 feet and at 7 feet. And that is 3 feet and 7 feet from the bottom, from that reference I set. So I could either have it on bottom or top. I'm going to leave it at bottom. And then comes the center offset. So what the center offset do is it will place, MWF will place a hole, the center of the hole will be in the center of your stud. You're able to shift that left and right a little bit if you'd like by adding a, for instance, a 1-inch offset, either negative, positive. That'll shift it left and right. I'm going to go ahead and leave that 0. I just want it straight in the center. Then comes the hole diameter. We might want to change that to 2 inches, sorry. So we're going to go ahead and change that to 2 inches. This show cut right here is simply going to show the hole modeled within the project. If you uncheck this, the hole is going to be present. You're going to see the symbol for the hole, but the physical hole won't be modeled. We're going to look at vertical holes in just a little bit when we're going to be placing those vertical holes on the top and bottom track or just the top track. Then comes the members you want to add these holes to. You can simply select all members. Going to add it for every single member present here. We don't want to do that. We just want to add it for certain ones. So we're going to go ahead and ignore all these cripples and these end studs, these jam studs. We're going to go ahead and just add it for the for the regular studs, S1, S3, S4, and S5. So once we add those, I'm going to go ahead and add this whole series 1. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some holes in the top track. So since we're adding in the top track, it's going to be considered as vertical holes. I'm going to go ahead and check box as vertical holes. And you're going to notice that it kind of, it took away all my members. I just have the option of bottom, top, my bottom and top track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these S members. They're no longer valid. I want to keep the same options, so the same hole family, the same diameter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this to 2'5", 2.5 foot, just so it changes to 2.5 foot. And then you're able to say put holes on the center of each bay that's wider than. So a bay would be between 2 studs. You might want to put a hole in the center of each bay that's larger than 16 inches, for example. So this little bay right here is going to ignore it. I don't want to do that. I want to place them based off my offset. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back to 2.7, 2.5 foot, and then 7 foot. And I want to add it to my top track. I'm going to go ahead and just hit that. And I'm going to go ahead and add it. You're going to notice that it says the HS1 is already in use. I'm going to go ahead and change that to HS2. Hit OK. And now I just added it to my top track. I'm able to make any changes I want. If I select HS1, goes back to all the options for HS1. Make any changes and just hit the update button, the modify button right here. If I make a change, that is. Same thing for HS2. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the close button, hit OK, and watch my holes be generated. Just like so. So you'll notice I have one generated at, they're all 2 inches in diameter. One generated at 2.5 foot and 7 foot. And then each single one of my members have well, each single the 4 members I select to have a hole at 3 and 7 foot from the bottom of my panel. This has been Tech Tip. Thank you very much. See you guys next week.